in to a brand new episode of In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers. I'm Luscious Barbie and I'll be guiding through today's episode. I'm so excited to present today's guests. On today's episode, we have your branding specialist, Monvic. We also have CEO of prominent sports consultant, Lamonte Harris. And now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. The man in the kitchen, connecting the dots from entertainment to food, giving us wisdom every day. Give it up for our host, Ricky Booker.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers. I'm your host, Ricky Booker. There are so many things in the world that brings us together. Good food, little conversation does it every time. And In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers, we love feeding your soul. Today's guest specializes in branding your business nationwide. Let's give a warm welcome for Monvic. Come on in here, man. What's going on, man? You all right? Doing good. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
All right, man. Y'all come on in here. Squeeze on in here. Say, Mom, I'm on TV now. Say, Mom, I'm on TV now.
Hey, Mom, I'm on TV now.
No, man. I want to get right into it because, man, I'm real pleased what you guys got going on right in our backyard in Dallas-Fort Worth when it comes to the restaurants and branding. And, you know, that's some of the things that we need these days because the way social media is and the way you have to brand your business, people got to know about you to come. So during pandemic, how did all of this mainly just came about?
So we've been in, my family's been in the restaurant business forever. We own a restaurant as well too, in Plano. And, but a big push was the pandemic. Because it changed the restaurant game pretty big.
It did.
And everything went from dine-in to go, and everybody needs to know who you are. And the more people you can reach, the better you are. So we turned it into we turned necessity into a business.
Right. And so the whole time, were y'all developing that? Y'all knew that y'all was gonna do that after they opened the world back up, or was this just something that came about after the world opened back up?
So being in the restaurant business, we struggle to get somebody to brand our items.
I feel you on that one.
And that was the pandemic was kind of the, hey, it's time. Let's go.
You know, and from that transition, what were you doing? You know, this is a family business, Miguel, and you came on board right around the time of pandemic or after pandemic?
After the pandemic, a little bit. Yeah, I transitioned into it because I believe in it. It makes sense. I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, like the to-go bags and the cups and stuff like that, or anything to do with branding your business, it's better to get your name out there because you may have the best food out there, but you need to make sure, put it in front of them and let the product sell itself.
When I first met Miguel, it was on TikTok. He wasn't nervous to meet me then, man. Put these cameras and lights in front of him, boy, I feel you shaking over here. Calm down, come on, it's just TV, we good, baby, we good. No, but man, I really appreciate you because that's a true story. He actually messaged me on TikTok and said he had a resource for a branding product for Breakfast Brothers. And at first I didn't know because, you know, there's a lot of things going on. People DM you stuff that could be fraudulent and not real, you know. But I actually went and followed the company that he said he worked for. And prior to that, I guess 30 to 60 days, I had took notice and was already following them. So, you know, that sparked me. So, but, you know, we're gonna hold that thought right there because we're gonna talk a little bit more at the sit down about what it is y'all do right here in Dallas in our own backyard that y'all can offer to other restaurants and branding companies.
The iconic red velvet waffles, made with the best ingredients, only here at Breakfast Brothers.
All right, we're here at the sit down with Monvic. I'm here with Manny and Miguel, and they ordered our iconic red velvet waffle and chicken. Our lovely Tanella's bringing it.
Guys, you ready for us to feed your soul?
Thank you.
One thing I want y'all to do, I want y'all to dig right in. We got our special sauces you can try out. Manny, we talked a little bit about it in the kitchen earlier, how you guys got started with the business. Let's go back to that point on how it really got started from your restaurant to where it is now.
So my family's been in the restaurant business for a while. One of our biggest things when we opened up a restaurant in 2014, and for the first few years, more like the first 5 years, we were really struggling to get the business off the ground. It was we had customers, we had good product, but we didn't really know much about branding. And when we tried to reach out to companies and people who brand it, there was just not a lot of options. So we kind of got into the branding business, and that was probably one of the best decisions we ever made. Fast forward to 2019, 2020, the pandemic hits and it's changing the restaurant business a ton. And now everything's to go. There's no more dine-in. There's no more. Everything's about knowing who you are,
Right.
knowing your brand.
Right.
The food wasn't selling itself. It was more of who knew where you were.
And the thing is about branding, what he's talking about when it comes to restaurant business is your name, your logos, your title, your to-go bags, your to-go orders. Because we're in the world now to everything's virtual, to where people ordering third-party delivery service, something like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, anything that comes available. So you want to make sure that you have your businesses on that. Now, answer this question, but being that when I first started ordering them, they called it a t-shirt bag too, when they told me, I didn't have no idea what they meant. T-shirt bags, these are normally fit for t-shirts, because now restaurants are using them for to-go containers. So is that just a simple name of that they call them in that industry, t-shirt bags?
You know, Rick, I think it is. I
Yeah.
think it's just because it's almost the shape of a t-shirt, and it can almost fit on like a
Okay.
t-shirt. And I think the name just stuck.
Okay.
And it's been running ever since.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the businesses that you guys work with already here, and also like I mentioned early on, you guys are local. They're right here in Farmers Branch, so you can touch, feel, and see your product, and they can deliver samples to you before you can make your decision. And you guys design everything to the leisure of the customer.
Yeah, exactly. So we work with anywhere from the small mom and pop to the bigger. U.S. Foods is one of our bigger customers. Ben and Keith is one of our bigger ones. But we work with the mom and pop down the store, from people that have one store. And if you guys, what we do is we personalize everything to you. We have a full design team to make sure that your logo gets out there and it gets out there right. And then every time I'm personally going out there or Miguel's going out there, we'll make sure we give you the human interaction. It's a one-on-one.
Right.
We'll make sure we get everything right.
Okay, what makes, I know I already said one thing,
Yep.
but what makes y'all different from other branding companies?
So what makes us different is that we focus a lot more on really helping you grow. We're not here just to sell you stuff that you're gonna use. We're here to help you get you to the next point where your restaurant's gonna pick up, when you go from a place just there to the place that everybody wants to eat. So we make sure your brand gets out there.
Right. And I could tell you, probably 3 years now, 2021, we opened up our first restaurant in Arlington. And during the pandemic, nobody was doing branding. It was hard to get. And I kept telling people, I want those to-go containers like Cane's,
Sure.
Raising Cane's.
Yes.
Everybody said that they couldn't do them. So, I transitioned and found someone that was available maybe a year later.
Yep.
Now I can get everything. And when I found you guys, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about Miguel's approach as a outside sales rep on what he does to get the customers and clients kind of similar as he did with Breakfast Brothers. So are you still taking those approaches, Miguel, on the clients right here in Dallas-Fort Worth?
Yes, we've actually started up a newer page with everything on there, to where we still message, we send out messages through TikTok, Instagram, a lot of the social media platforms that have videos on like what we do, so that it shows a little bit more of an approach. At first I was using my personal page, but now we're using more something that shows videos of kind of what we do, make it a lot more easier
Right.
for them to navigate the page and find exactly what they're looking for.
Because when you first messaged me, like I said early on, that I didn't really believe at first, but then when you tagged me on the company, I went and looked at the company, and I followed the company 2 months prior to you reaching out. And I still, reason why at the first time when I seen it, I didn't really go to it, because I couldn't believe that it was a branding company that you can get all your merch, your to-go merch, right here in Dallas-Fort Worth. So used to be in the days you have to go to China and get a mass quantity. You might have to buy a container of cups before they will approve you. So now I'm just telling you, restaurateurs right here, if you're a restaurant owner, right here in our own backyard, you got Monvic suppliers in Mansfield, Texas. Not Mansfield, I said Farmers Branch.
Yep.
And they approached me, and now we one-stop shop. So I call y'all the Walmart of the brand right here in Dallas.
And we are, and that's kind of our goal. Our goal is to be one-stop shop for everything, and we're going to personalize everything out to cater to every customer. And you'll get me or you'll get Miguel whenever you give us a call. We'll personally go out there. It doesn't matter if you're an hour away or if you're 5 hours away. We'll make the drive. We'll go out there. We'll make sure that what we have fits what you need, and then we'll work together from there.
Let's talk a little bit about something that you showed me that I'm gonna make mention now. Y'all have a condiment machine that y'all selling too for people that want their own condiment packages.
Yeah. So when another hurdle of the restaurant business is a lot of the times we're paying a ton in labor to do basic things, and we're pushing to automate it a little bit more. We're really pushing your brand out there. So we have a salsa machine for any kinds of salsa. We can package it. It's a lot more quicker. You're not paying labor, and it looks a lot better because your brand's going to be on the package.
Right, and that was real impressive to me. Not only that, y'all do it, but y'all also sell the machine. Yes. So y'all, another thing that you're not doing, you're not worried about. I won't even say this. I don't know if you say competitors. Y'all not worried about someone getting their own machine, doing their own things, because y'all helping and paying it forward to where restaurants can start having their own, establish their own sauces by packaging their own sauces.
Yep.
Manny, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, phone number, anything to order from you.
The best way to do it, it's going to be through our Monvic site, but phone number is 214-815-0246. That's my direct phone number. If you guys call, you guys are going to get me. Text or call anytime. I'm always available.
Man, thanks again. Miguel, you got anything final to say?
Yeah, the
You
food's
didn't
really
talk
good.
much. You did a lot.
The food's really good.
Okay.
The food's really good.
All right. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we got Lamonte Harris with Prominent Sports Consulting Firm.
Wow, the one and only iconic Cred Velvet Waffle with mouth-watering syrup and wonderful tasting ingredients. Only here at Breakfast Brothers, where we feed your soul.
Our next guest, he's a marketing consultant, also a father, and also the CEO of Prominent Sports Consultants. Let's give a warm welcome for Lamonte Harris. What's going on, man? Oh yeah, good to see you, man. I know you from long way back, but man, you're doing so well now, man. It's good.
I appreciate it.
And it's something odd, not really odd, but when I seen you after I hadn't seen you in a while, I seen you in a restaurant.
Yes.
And you was eating with your family. And you said, and then when we started talking, you said, "So man, what are you doing here?" I said, "I own the restaurant." He didn't even know I own Breakfast Brothers. That's good though.
What you doing right
that
now?
means that the marketing is set forth, and you became a regular. You was coming there all the time.
All
man.
the time. So the story behind me being there all the time was this company. So my guy that was doing my merch, his shop is like over there by AT&T Stadium.
Okay.
And so I used to meet him there for breakfast. And so I would take him to breakfast and he'd give me merch.
Oh, okay.
So that's how that went, right?
Yeah.
And so, man, I was a regular there all the time.
Man, I gotta ask you this then, because we got one segment. I know you like to eat good food.
Okay.
Is there any time that you had a disaster in the kitchen?
Okay. Truth be told.
Okay.
So my mom, I was raised in an old school house, so I couldn't touch the stove, right? Microwave. But using the microwave, I found out what aluminum foil does in the microwave, and my mama never find out what them brown marks.
You like to blew the house
Mom.
up.
Yeah, sorry, mom. Yeah.
That's all
for
right.
sure.
So you got in the field that you know about. You ain't have to use no aluminum
for
foil
sure,
and
for
microwave that
but
part of it.
my son is the cook, which is
Okay.
ironic. My son is the cook, and he has his own little cookie business. He's 16, and you know he's an entrepreneur.
So-
He's been going since he was 14.
I didn't know that, man. Next
Yes, sir.
time we got to get him on the show. We talk about his cookies and stuff. Bring me some.
Absolutely.
I can't eat them yet though, cause I gotta have a hip surgery, so I'm getting down some weight. But soon you can bring me some in the hospital.
I got you.
When I get done, so I can get
Man,
to it.
say less.
Man,
Say less.
We're gonna talk a lot more at the sit down, but man, tell me just a little piece that made you go into the marketing and sports consultant.
Man, my family. So my nephew, he's a quarterback at Long Beach Poly, and you know, he was really sought after, and I started getting a lot of phone calls like, hey, you know, do you know about this NIL thing? It's like, all right. And so long story short, we got into a situation where there was a contract that wasn't the right way. And so because that didn't go the right way, I saw an opportunity to protect my family.
Right.
And so I was all in. I was asked, hey, why don't you represent him? well, I looked into it. It's not something that I ever wanted to do, and I saw opportunity to protect my family, man. And I jumped right in.
And I could tell you right away, that stems from, you know, ladies and gentlemen and the viewers, it actually used to be in the music entertainment business.
Yes.
So he was a prominent artist here in Dallas-Fort Worth areas before. So some of those contracts sometimes that you have to deal with in the music industry made you probably get in debt when it came to your nephew, because you didn't.
Absolutely.
Because I'm gonna keep it real. Even when I was in the music industry, I made mistakes, not knowing, because the emotional attachment, the desperation to want to be famous. You don't pay attention to the fine line, and that's good that you're doing that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk a little bit more in depth about the whole NIL and the sports part, and also your nephew at Long Beach Poly this year. All right, we're here at the sit down with Lamonte Harris, and he ordered the iconic red velvet waffle as well, and chicken.
Are you ready for us to feed
Tanetta
your
is
soul?
always bringing all the good food to everybody.
See this? All right.
I'm finna
So
say.
I'm a regular, right? This is my go-to.
That's your go-to right there.
Man,
Have you had the deep fried red velvet waffle yet?
you have a
Yeah,
what?
our new concept, Breakfast Brothers Express. You can only get it on our food truck and at the Breakfast Brothers Express. It's a deep fried red velvet waffle. We actually prepare it like this and then we deep fry it. So you got to come check it out one day.
So I'm relatively healthy when I eat, but when I go to Breakfast Brothers, it's like no holds barred.
Yeah, you
Like,
got to get
At
in.
that point, the diet is out the window. I promise you.
Explain to me the NIL and having to evolve with the changes, because it just came. Maybe it was always there and nobody knew about it. It just came from nowhere to me.
No, so it wasn't always there. So as a matter of fact, for the longest, college students and college athletes and high school athletes could not be compensated. They couldn't compensate money off of their monetize off their name, image, and likeness.
Now, how does this work? Say a student or athlete has a jersey and it's selling off the rack and he's still in college. Do he get any incentives from that jersey?
Have you seen on Netflix? Netflix had they had a documentary about Johnny Manziel. You remember?
Oh yeah, I
Johnny
watched that.
Manziel,
Yeah,
right?
I watched
right?
that.
And so you saw how much money they were making off of his jersey.
Oh, man.
That's crazy. He'd have made billions.
He wouldn't even had to go to the NFL.
Man.
And do kind of make himself look bad, because he would have been rich.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. He would have had so much money. Now these student athletes, they have like what you call like marketplaces.
Right.
Where they actually like are assigned to the school, and these marketplaces actually sell their jerseys, or they sell merch or sell t-shirts for these students.
Let's talk about some of the obstacles you faced along the way.
Man, just learning. Learning it, because like I was saying, like I was looking for it, I was Googling stuff and trying to look for stuff, but nobody knew anything, so there was no information to get it off of, get off of it.
You definitely educated yourself and you found it, you did the research, and you actually helped your nephew with his contract.
Yes, sir.
Now what kind of deal, if you can speak on it, what kind of deal he has?
Okay, so it was a situation where, long story short, it was a situation, there's a defensive tackle right now for the Chicago Bears, and so his situation is similar to the situation I saw for my nephew. Basically, he got signed with one of these NIL companies, right? And so what it is when you get management, you've done management with music, you get paid a standard 10 to 15%.
That's right.
Off of the deals that you get.
Right.
Well,
but if you get a deal yourself, that management don't necessarily get a deal that person got. So you don't get a deal off of everything. Like when I used to do it, of course I did the cap at 20%. Like if my artist did features for artists when they was in town or whatever, I didn't get paid off of that. That's their body of work. So if a lot of times my artists got to the point where they just liked me, and if they did a deal, they still would bring me in on it.
Yes,
but
sir,
sometimes
absolutely.
I would still turn it down because that's their body of work. So I understand that part of it. And if you don't see that in the fine print of the contract, then now this individual is getting 10, 15, 20% of everything. He could sit behind his desk, not do nothing, and get paid.
Absolutely. So this situation was worse, Ricky.
Oh, that's bad.
So this situation was where these kids are they're amped up and they're happy to sign stuff, right? So this guy apparently was happy to sign. So there was a stipulation in the contract to where, this is a 3-year contract, right? 10 to 15%. But every year after the 3 years, you're still paying the 10, 15%. But guess what happens after the 3 years? He's going to the league.
Yeah.
When he goes to the league, he's signing $100 million deals.
Yeah.
What is 15%, 10% of $100 million, right?
After the fact.
And these guys aren't doing anything. So similar to that situation, that is what a contract that I had received for my nephew. We saw it. It was like, okay. So myself and my older brother, we're very resourceful people. We got those right over to our attorneys. Our attorney read the contract and was like, no, that's not going to work. So he was like, well, hey, why don't you represent him? That's when it all kind of came up, and I wasn't thinking about that. I'm thinking about just raising my kids and doing something else. But once I started getting into it and I saw that the advantages of it, where I can kind of control the situation and I can help protect my family, I was all in.
So he's actually your first client.
Yep, he's my first client, and then I also signed Lene Wheaton. She's a guard for Louisiana Lafayette University.
Okay.
Yeah, she can hoop.
Man, that's what's up, man. He's doing a big thing. You talked about kids earlier, and I know you're a father. So
Yes, sir.
Is one kid? Is he your oldest?
Yes, he's my oldest.
Out of 5?
Christian. Yes, out of 5. Yeah, I have my starting
Papa's
5.
a Rolling Stone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just had my last one, baby Kobe. I had her in May.
Okay.
So I'm done. I got
Okay,
my starting 5. I did that intentionally.
Yes.
So I got my starting 5, so I'm done.
So at 16 years old, you talked about you helped him create his own business.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
So yes, sir. So when I actually was a single father for a while, right? So I didn't have custody of him, but I was doing music, etc. For a while. Once I settled down, I got married. Settled down, and I always knew that I wanted to have custody of my son, right? So I went to court, went and got custody of my son, but we always used to have these talks. We used to have these talks about, hey, how are you gonna make money, right? Because I want to teach him money. That's my job as a father, to teach my son how to make money. And so I was like, hey, let's come up with like a grass mowing business or something like that. And we used to do the little Pillsbury cookies.
Yeah.
That we have my little girls. We used to do that on Friday nights, like family night. And he was like, Dad, I could do that. I was like, we do what? He's like, I can make that from scratch. I was like, yeah, right. He's like, yeah. So we went and got the ingredients, man. He did it. And it was like, So we're talking. He was like, Dad, that could be my business, my cookie business. I can do it. So we named it. So him and I, our favorite basketball player is Kobe Bryant. And so we named it Cookie Bean. Bean is Kobe Bryant's middle name, right? We named it Cookie Bean, and we kind of put it around that in honor of our favorite basketball player, man.
Man, that's big.
He's been, since he was 14, he's been, taking him to school, and, he sells.
So they sell them
man.
at the schools.
Man, he sells them at the school. I've shipped cookies everywhere from New York, South Carolina.
Man, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, like we're like a legitimate business. Like,
But it comes from, the old days they said the fruit don't fall too far from the tree. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your bloodline, and he has the mindset,
Yes, sir.
and he's disciplined enough to sit down and come up with the ingredients and look what's happening.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Same way as you went and researched something because it was family, figured it out,
Absolutely.
addressed it, got it in the market. Now you full fledged with it. I see you all over LinkedIn doing what it is you do. So,
Yes, sir.
man, congratulations on everything that you got going on. And I was excited, man. I've been knowing this guy, I guess, since around 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
For Dallas
yeah,
Fort
yes,
Worth,
sir, yes, sir.
the one that remember
Yep.
Ace Mitch.
Yes, sir.
The rapper turned into a businessman, which he was a businessman then.
Yeah,
He had some amazing music and had his run. And those between 2009 and 2012, 13.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
And
here we are.
Yep. And here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am. Definitely a new man, a
Yeah.
changed man, a family man.
Yeah.
First, more than anything, and all about
Man, that's
all
good.
about growing.
So where's those cookies at? You've been talking about some
Oh
cookies.
man, I brought you.
Oh, so you did bring me
But
some.
I brought you a gift though. So I
Okay.
brought you more than just some cookies, man.
Okay.
I got you a whole gift. When you go to somebody's somebody's place, you gotta show up with
You
some gifts,
see what I'm
man.
talking about, man. See how
Got you,
see
man.
how it is. You
Come
was
on,
raised
big homie.
right.
Come on,
Your
big
mama
homie.
took you from California and brought you here, man. You was raised right.
So
Okay.
that right there is actually, so that's the DC1 drink.
Okay.
So that is my nephew's nutrition drink. Shout out to Charged Up Nutrition. So
Okay.
that's a deal that we got for him. So we got him endorsed. So he has his own drink, man.
Got it.
That right there is that. So that is a T-shirt from Prominent Sports Consultants.
Okay.
You're the first one to have it. I got that shirt just made for you. Like I didn't even make myself
Let me open this
a
up.
T-shirt.
Oh, and it's the right cotton.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's quality.
I like that. Oh yeah. We're gonna rock this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I got you right.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. So you
Oh,
got
my
two
God.
of each. So you got 2 sugar,
Cookie
2
bean.
snickerdoodle, and then 2 chocolate chip.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cookie-
that's his card and everything.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
cookie bean. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I tell everybody they can catch up with you and where they can get the cookies, how they can get the cookies, man. Right here. Tell everybody
So-
how they can get to you.
As far as my firm goes, Prominent Sports Consultants, just like how it's spelled, at Prominent Sports Consultants on Instagram. Right now we are working on our website, but you can get a hold of me through my Instagram, the THE King Harris 2 underscores. That's the same thing on Instagram and Twitter. And then also Cookie Bean is Cookie Bean, just how it's spelled, with 2 underscores.
Man, thank you for coming on the show. Man, good luck. You and your nephew. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'm looking forward to seeing him in college and then in the NFL too, because I've been seeing some good things you've been posting about him.
Yeah,
So
man.
he's definitely a good athlete. He's a
ready.
prospect. He
He's
definitely
ready, man.
is. And keep growing with your 16-year-old son. And
Yes, sir.
and I'm tell you right now, I'm gonna be buying some cookies.
Man, we gotta go next time you go to Cali. We gotta
Okay.
go catch a game, or we going to Colorado. One or the other. You gotta go to a game
I'm
with
with that because I'm a college football fan.
Yes, sir.
I'm an OU fan, but I love college football too.
Hey, it is what it is. We going in.
All right. If you see anything today on the show, come join us as a guest. We have 4 locations. Our foundation is Arlington, 130 East Bardin Road, Arlington, Texas. We open 6 days a week, close on Tuesday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our number 2 location is in Oak Cliff, Dallas area. It's 3704 West Camp Wisdom. We 7 days a week there, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And our newest concept is Breakfast Brothers Express here in Dallas, 921 West Commerce Street, Dallas, Texas. 7 days a week there. Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday overnights, 12 a.m. to 2 p.m. And our newest location, Breakfast Brothers Express, Houston. We're at 2616 Blodgett Street, right there in the 3rd Ward, right up the street from University of Houston and TSU. Join us 7 days a week there, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, midnight to 2 p.m. Stay tuned. See you guys next week. I'm your host, Ricky Booker.